almond macaroon cookies. Kind of like petit four sec, small bite-sized almond cookies. Again, you'll find your recipe in your recipe file. This recipe is very similar to the one in the textbook. A few slight differences though. We're using almond flour instead of almond paste. So here is, we have almond flour, granulated sugar, egg whites, and citrus zest. Here we have almond zest. We have all whole almonds that we will be using for garnishing the cookies. The equipment you will need is your good old mixer, the mixing bowl, a separate bowl. You need your paddle attachment, your plastic scraper, a spatula, a pair of scissors to cut your piping bag, and a round piping tip. Make sure it is between 10 and 12 millimeters in diameter. First, what we're going to do here, we're going to put our granulated sugar. This is a little extra step, but it's worth it. Add our citrus zest, lemon zest into our granulated sugar. This step here is optional. We don't have to do it. However, what we're going to do, we're going to rub the sugar and the zest together. And what that does, it helps to release the oils, those very aromatic oils in the zest, and that it really releases those oils even better in your preparation. As I said, it is optional, but it kind of is a nice little extra steps when you have zest and granulated sugar into a recipe such as these little cookies, which are, by the way, very similar to amaretti cookies. Very classic little cookie. So see here now, our zest is well mixed into our granulated sugar. Now let's pour this into our mixing bowl. Let's add our ground almonds. So you see, this is a one-stage method, so where we put everything together and then we mix everything together. So my dry is combined together. Let's add my egg whites, which will combine everything. So here you noticed there is no flour in this recipe, therefore this is a gluten-free little cookie. Now this is not the same as an almond macaron, and we will talk about that when we do fine pastries. So this is a macaroon. Very similar ingredients, different process. Make sure our bowl is locked in place, and we're going to mix this until it combines together to form a soft dough. That only takes a few seconds. And you see here the dough is starting to come together. There. Let's stop our mixer now. Okay, let's put that away. We're done with this. And you see, it's kind of an almond paste. Alright, so we got our dough. We have our piping bag here. So it is a pretty stiff dough. So I recommend perhaps not filling up your bag too much. So let's put some of that dough in there. As you can see, it is stiff. Alright, let's line this up. So I have quite a bit here in my bag, as you can see, and it is a stiff dough. So I'm going to divide that in my bag into two sections. One smaller section where I can apply more pressure. Okay, let's pipe these in a row onto a baking tray. So these are about the size of a loonie here. They're bite size. We don't want them too big. Okay. And if you see that, you know, the paper is moving a little bit too much on your tray, what you can do is secure the corners with a little bit of that dough preparation, and this will prevent your parchment paper moving too much on your tray, since this dough is quite stiff. And there, leave a little bit of space. They do not spread that much, but still leave a little bit of space, and then second row in between, and we go on and on and on. Okay. As I said, this cookie is a bite-sized cookie, so it could fall under the category of petit four sec, meaning dry petit four. Usually when we talk about that, we always talk about bite-sized little cookies, whether it's a macaroon like we have here, or a little shortbread, little sugar cookies. The main thing to remember here is the size. So loony sizes. Okay, we're going to fill our cookies. The trays here. As opposed to macaron, where we would have to make a meringue, here we simply add liquid egg whites. You could use either pasteurized or fresh egg whites. Both will work fine. So the next step now, they're all piped. We're going to add half, not a half, but a whole blanched almond on top. And you're going to have to press it down a little bit. Okay, on each and every one of these little cookies. So we have our oven preheating at about 375 Fahrenheit Celsius, 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for about 14 to 15 minutes. So here, as you can see, it's a bit time consuming to put those garnishes on. You could use a different nut. You could use, if you wanted to make a hazelnut macaroon, you could definitely use ground hazelnuts and in your preparation and garnish it with a hazelnut. Or you could do a mixture of different nuts. It could be half almonds, half pistachio, and then you could garnish with a pistachio on top. I wouldn't use 100% pistachios, since pistachios are very expensive, and I don't think you need that much pistachios in there anyways to get the flavor. And there you have it. They've all been garnished, so now they're ready for the oven, and they can go straight in the oven. There they are. Let's bake these up now.